Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor, and today we'll be talking a little Trojan football, and my guest should know a little bit something about Trojan football, head coach Neal Brown. Neal, thanks for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
And I know Trojan football fans, like myself, are excited. Season's just right around the corner. I know you've got to have a little level of excitement too with year two starting up here. Tell us a little bit about your level of excitement going into the second season.
Yeah, without a doubt. Ready or not, it's here. And football season's right around the corner. Glad to have students back on campus. We are officially finished fall camp. And with that, our coaches are really putting the final touches on game plans for the first game, deciding who's going to play, who's going to redshirt. A lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm within our football program and outside. So we're definitely excited.
And, of course, rebuilding the wall was that momentum. And last year made strides towards that, and it's still, I guess I would assume that's still kind of the plan of keeping building up that program and improving on what you had last year.
Well, without question. I think whenever we came up with the motto, rebuild the wall, what we were trying to do is we were trying to reference a past that we're really proud of, a tradition that's won 3 national championships, a tradition that was very active in the 1AA playoffs, a tradition that won 5 conference championships, that's been to 5 bowl games. So we're proud of that. And last few years, not what our players want, not what our athletic department want, not what our fans want. So we're trying to rebuild that wall and get back to a level where we're consistently winning, consistently competing for championships and going to bowl games.
And of course, part of that is rebuilding the program. But it looks like this year, especially coming out of fall camp, there was some youth that kind of shined a little bit there. Are we going to see maybe some youth help contribute to the team this year?
Yeah, without question. We're going to have a lot of young guys on both sides of the ball and on special teams make heavy contributions. And I think a lot of credit to that goes to our coaching staff, who's done a really nice job on the recruiting piece the last 2 years. And we've got some veterans. On defense, we'll definitely be led by some veterans and some guys that have played a lot of football. Offensively, there'll be a lot of new faces. Bring your program for the first game for sure.
And, of course, that first game, you get to start at home this year against Austin Peay. It's got to be exciting to get things started here on the home turf.
Well, I think it's a huge benefit anytime you can start on your home turf, without question. We only were able to play 5 home games last year. Due to Dr. Hawkins and Jeremy McClain, our athletic director, we're going to be sitting at 6 home games for the foreseeable future, which is what we need. A Division I program needs to play 6 home games. And we're excited about opening it up here. I think we're expecting at 5 p.m. on September 3rd to have a great fan base turn out. I know the tailgating scene will be fun. So we're looking forward to getting out on the Trojan Walk.
And that 6 home games, crucial now that you've got all those 6 home games, how important it is to show this program and show what you're doing to the home crowd and let chance to see that. So
without a doubt, Aaron. Here's what we got to do. When we talked about rebuilding the wall, one of those pieces is rebuilding the wall around Veterans Memorial Stadium. When I was here the previous time, for over 4 years, we lost 2 games, both of them at the end of the game. Both of them, one on a last-second field goal, one where we turned the ball over driving to win the game. And we took a lot of pride in playing well at home. And for us to get back to that level that we want to get to, and if you look at championship teams, where it's Alabama, whether it was the Broncos winning the Super Bowl, you look at those teams, they defend their home turf. They win the games at home, and that's what good football teams and good football programs do.
Now, of course, I know your mind is set on that first game of the season, but you can't help but look ahead to that second game. Last year, you had a pretty big gauntlet to start the season. This year, you don't have to play as many hard teams right there at the top get-go, but you do have Clemson.
Yeah, and Clemson's going to be one of the top programs in the country. I think they have the front runner in the Heisman Trophy with Deshaun Watson. Yeah. And this will probably, if not the biggest challenge that Troy's ever faced, this is going to be one of the biggest challenges Troy's ever faced. Talking about a team that's going to be in all the preseason polls, are going to be ranked in the top 3 in the country. Dabo Swinney, an Alabama native, has done a tremendous job. They actually played Alabama in the national championship game. They play at Auburn to open up the regular season and then play Troy week 2. So we'll have our hands full. Kids will be excited about the game, but we'll definitely have our hands full.
And you talk about that challenge and obviously the opportunity to play at that level and to possibly succeed at that level. That's got to be something that you would, one of those little marks on the schedule to say, hey, this is something that could be a program building game there.
I think that we have to look at it that way. And if you look at what we were able to do in the past. Going to Florida State, winning or losing closely, beating Oklahoma State, beating Missouri here, losing close games to a nationally ranked Georgia Tech team, and some of those other opponents when we were really rolling. LSU, to name another one. That's the level we have to get back to.
And you saw some of those games. You were on the team, you coaching with the team back on some of those close games against some national powerhouses. So obviously, you're hoping that Troy can maybe come back to those glory days, maybe surpass those glory days, and do a little bit this year. So I know the fans are looking forward to it and excited to it. And I want to thank you, Neal, for joining us today and give us a little preview and your thoughts on what's coming up this season. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Come out and support us.
Then we will see if we can get them to come and support the Trojans. Thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk.